Hello, hello. Bonjour à tous. Today we're gonna study subject pronouns in French. Les pronoms personnels. Okay, let's get started. So subject pronouns, these are words that you would use to replace the person who is talking or the person who is being talked to or the person in context. Okay, so for example, I am a student. I am a teacher, right? Mark is a student. He goes to school, right? You are studying French. We are cooking pancakes. Okay. So in all of these examples, he, you, we, I, these are personal pronouns in English. So similarly, we have pronouns in French. Okay. And the reason why we call them subject pronouns is because they're doing an action in these examples. Now let's look at the French pronouns. Okay? Les pronoms personnels en français. Je, tu, il, elle, on, nous, vous, ils, elles. Okay? Je is I. Tu is you. Okay? I'm talking to one person and maybe it's a very casual situation or you're really good friends, you can call them tu. Okay? If you want to be more respectful and maybe perhaps it's an elderly person, you can use vous. In fact, you should use vous. That would be more appropriate. Il is he. Okay, I'm talking about a male. Elle is she. Okay, talking about a female. Or even if we're talking about objects and perhaps the grammatical gender of that object is masculine. For example, a book in French is un livre, okay, masculine. So we would refer to it as il, okay? Similarly, there's, let's say, table. So table in French is une table, okay? So that would be elle, okay? Then we have on. This is an indefinite pronoun, so this can mean we, or it can mean you, or it can mean one, okay? We'll see an example how we can translate that into English. Then we have nous, okay? Nous is we. We have vous, which is you, or if you're talking to a group of people, so you all, right? So that would be vous. And then we have il and elle. Okay. So il is ILS. Okay. So that is when I'm talking about a group of males. Okay. Or it can be a group of males and females. Okay. Or if it's a group of objects, which are all masculine, or if it's some masculine objects and some feminine objects. Okay, and then elle is when all of the objects are feminine in grammatical gender, or if I'm talking about people, they're all females. Okay, then you would use elle. Okay. Now, in written French, you would use more of nous, but it's also heard in spoken French. It's perfect. On is used more casually in spoken French, so it is common to hear on in spoken French more. Okay, now let's try some examples. You would have to know the conjugation of le verbe être au présent. Okay, so you can watch that video for solving this exercise if you want, but if you don't know, it's totally fine. Okay, it's totally fine. So first one, dash sommes étudiants. Nous sommes étudiants. Okay, which means we are students. Second one, dash est professeur. Il est professeur. He is a teacher. Dash est Monsieur Dupont. Vous êtes Monsieur Dupont. Are you Mr. Dupont? Okay. Dash sont américaines. They are Americans, but let's keep this part in mind. Okay, so there's es. So generally, when adjectives, generally, okay, not always, generally, when you see adjectives having e after it, it signifies that we're talking about a feminine object or a feminine person or females, basically. So in this case, they are Americans. It's going to be elles sont américaines. They are American, so they're Americans. They're American women. Okay. And then we have dash et intelligent. Tu. Okay. So remember, this is es and this is est. Okay. If you go back to the conjugation, um, for tu, it is es. For il, elle, and on, it is est. Okay, keep that in mind. And you can also watch that in my video on how to conjugate le verbe être. Okay, so those are all the examples. And now let's just take a look at how on can be translated. So this is one sentence. On dit bonjour quand on rencontre quelqu'un. We say bonjour when we meet someone. You say bonjour when you meet someone. One says bonjour when one meets someone. Okay, so it's pretty flexible. So it is an indefinite pronoun and it depends on the context what you're trying to say. On se voit demain. So maybe you met your friend, you talked to your friend, and now you're saying on se voit demain. It means we'll see each other tomorrow. Nous sommes étudiants. We're students. Now, if you want to translate this using the on, not translate, but maybe transform, it would become on est étudiant. And we can add a s, okay, since we're talking about a group of people. So this is plural, right? So on est étudiant. We don't say the s, but we do add it. On est intelligent. We're intelligent. Nous sommes intelligents. We're intelligent. Of course we are. So on is widely used to replace nous in day-to-day French. Okay, as I already mentioned. So that's all, and I hope you take care. All the best. À tout à l'heure.